Hey friends, today we're going to start working on our injectors, decapping, rebuilding, flow testing. If you missed the video where I built my own fuel injector tester thing, I'll put a link to it up here. You can go check that out. So my particular injectors are out of a 2002 Chevy Suburban. And these are the Denso 25326903 Flex Fuel truck injectors. And they're rated for 33 pounds per hour at 50 PSI. There's two ways you can test these injectors. There's a static flow test and a dynamic flow test. The static flow test is just where you're just wide open all the time and you see how much each injector flows when there's nothing, no pulsing, none of that sort of stuff. The dynamic flow test is where you put it through kind of more real world situations where it's pulsing at different rates and for different lengths of time. So for our purposes here, we're only going to do the dynamic testing. I'm going to be testing it with this ALLOSUN fuel injector tester, and I'll put a link down in the description if you'd like to get your own. But it has 4 different pulse modes. Mode 1 is a single pulse, and it lasts for about 250 milliseconds. And then mode 2 puts out 50 pulses, and each pulse is 7 milliseconds. And then in mode 3, it's going to put out 100 pulses, and that's going to last for about 3.5 milliseconds. And then mode 4 is just a continual pulse rate where it'll keep pulsing until you push the pulse button again. We're going to run that for about 30 seconds on each one. And all these different modes are to simulate real world situations, from idling to steady throttle to cruising to full wide open throttle. So it's kind of a better test for the health of your injector. But first things first, we're going to do a leak down test on each of these injectors to make sure that there's no problem with the injectors holding the correct PSI that we're going to need for our turbo application. So first, I'm going to pump up this cylinder to 80 PSI and let it sit for about an hour or so, just to make sure that there's no leaks within the cylinder itself, so if there's any leakage that happens, I know it's coming from the injector and not the cylinder. Alright, so I let this sit for an hour or so, maybe a couple hours, and as you can see, it's still dead on 80. So, got my injector in here, and I'll undo this ball valve here, and we're going to let each of these injectors sit for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, we'll be able to see if there's any loss in pressure. Alright, and half an hour later, as you can see, we're still dead on 80. So this injector is good before we decap it. So we'll mark that down, and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so those all stayed at exactly 80, so good. Leak test, good. Let's move on to the spray pattern. Now the spray pattern is kind of a subjective readout, so this is why it's kind of a pass-fail, good, poor kind of a thing. Basically what you're looking for is a good, solid stream that looks a little mystified around the end. You don't want things kind of shooting out at weird angles, you don't want inconsistent pulses. The stream should look pretty uniform the whole entire time. So I got the fuel injector tester hooked up to the battery. The battery is hooked up to a battery charger just to make sure that we've got a consistent 12 volts. We're not losing any voltage or anything like that, skewing our test. And for this test, as well as the dynamic flow pulse test, I'm going to set it to 3 bar, which is about 43.5 PSI. And we'll set it to mode 4 and we'll just let her rip. Alright, so now we're going to do our dynamic flow test, and to do that we're going to do 10 pulses on mode 1, 10 pulses on mode 2, 10 pulses on mode 3, and then 30 seconds on mode 4, and then we'll use our graduated cylinder to see how much each injector is putting out. So on our graduated cylinder, each line is 5 milliliters. As you can see, it's slightly above the 110 mark. Probably call that 111, maybe 112, probably 111. Let's call it 111. Okay, so not surprisingly, they all passed the stream test. And we're pretty close in all of our numbers here. There were a couple of disparities. This one here was really high, number 5, 114. I tested that one 3 times and I got pretty consistently 114, so I think that's good. Number 6 was 108 the first time, closer to 110 the next time, and then the third time was 110. So I just counted that as 110, thinking there's probably some user error in there. Most of them are within 110, 111, 112, somewhere in there. This 109 down here I tested twice and it was 109, so I think that's pretty good. But there is some user disparity, so we're going to allow a variance of 5%. So what we need to do, we're going to get the average of all these numbers and then figure out the percentage of the average, and as long as these numbers are within about 5% of average, we're good. So our average is 110.875. We can probably round that up to 111. So 1.11 is 1%. So there's dead on, there's minus 1%, plus 1%, minus 1%, plus 3%, minus 1%, dead on, minus 2%. So we're within 3% of the average. That's within spec. Now we just need to move on to decapping these. So the reason why we're decapping these is because we need more fuel flow for running a turbo. When you're putting more air into your engine, you also need more fuel to mix with that air so you get much bigger explosion and a lot more horsepower. Alright, I got all these injectors rebuilt. It went together pretty easily. New baskets, new O-rings. So next we're going to clean all of these and then we're going to run the test all over again now that they're all decapped. So here we are again with the leak down test. You can see we're at 80 psi. So let's hook up an injector to this and we'll start our leak down test. Alright, 30 minutes later, we're still dead on 80, so that injector is good to go. So now we'll just test the rest of them. And surprise, not surprise, all of these injectors check out exactly 80. They're good to go. So now we'll put these through, again, the exact same test we did before we decapped them. Alright, and no surprise, the spray pattern was good on all of them. So the numbers that we got are pretty consistent with where they were before we decapped them. So if you look at number 8 here, that's at 209. That's pretty low, but that was the lowest one before we decapped it. And then if you look at number 5, 231, that was also the highest one. Also number 3 was 112 and we're at 229. So those two are the highest ones. So once again, we'll do some quick math. So our average is going to be 222.625. We can round that up to 223, which means our percentage point is going to be 2.23. Multiply that by 5. If we're within 11.15, should be good. So now 223, the average, minus 11.15. We'll call it 11. So we can go down to pretty much 212 would be the lowest, and then the highest is 234. So this number 8 injector is no good, so it won't flow match with all of the other ones because we're outside of the 5%. And so what we need to do is get a couple more injectors. You can go to the junkyard and just grab as many of these injectors as you want or as you can find, and then that way you can have enough to kind of get them sort of in the ballpark together within that 5% range. But I don't have a pick-apart near me. The nearest one is about 2.5, 3 hours away. So for me, it's just as easy just to order some and decap them and reflow them and cross my fingers and hope and pray that I get within that 5% window. Alright, so it's been a few weeks, but I finally got a new set of injectors in. I ordered them on eBay from a company called New England Injectors, and these are supposedly rebuilt and flow matched. These are the Denso truck flex fuel injectors that have the exact same part number, 2532693. They look identical. In fact, they even have the same color O-rings as my original O-rings on my injectors before I rebuilt them. So first, we're going to pressure test these just to make sure that they all hold at 80 psi for half an hour. And just like all the injectors before, no surprise, they all held at 80. So next we're gonna check for our spray pattern just to make sure that the spray looks even and consistent like we did with our other injectors, and there's nothing weird shooting out side to side. And as you can see, all 8 injectors look really good. So now we'll move on to the flow test, and we're gonna do it just like we did before, 4 different modes to see what we come up with. And after testing them, they were all around the 110 to 113-ish range. The highest one was 114 on injector number 6 here. And the lowest one is 108. And if we average all of these out, we get 111.38. So that means that within 5%, it's a range of 106 to 117. And all of these injectors fall within that range. In fact, going off the percentage, these are all within 3% of each other. So these are flow matched, they're good to go. And since I only need a couple of these injectors to match with my decapped stock injectors, I'm just going to pick the ones that were closest to the average of the stock injectors. But let's decap them and let's just see what happens. All right, so I started decapping some of these and I noticed something a little bit kind of cool, kind of strange, a little behind the scenes kind of stuff. I've been testing these injectors 3 times just to make sure that there's no user error. But if you look at my list here where I write down the 3 settings, 235 kept popping up on all of these injectors. Injector number 1 was a little bit high, it was 240-ish, but I mean, that's within range for sure. So I'm starting to think maybe I should just decap all of these if these were remanufactured, flow matched, rebuilt from New England injectors. Maybe these are the ones I should just go with. I don't know. What do you think? I'm gonna keep decapping. We'll see what happens. Well, as I mentioned, I went ahead and just decapped all of these because the flow numbers were so consistent. I think I'm just gonna use these injectors. As you can see, they are all kind of in the 235-ish range. Couple anomalies like this 241 here and this 240 down here. You know I'm gonna use that one for obvious reasons. Oh yeah. And then you've got this lowest one, number 4, which is 219. And the highest one, again, number 6, which came out to be 250. So if we do a little math, even with this 219 and the 250, we can figure out where the average is and then kind of what our 5% range is. So our average is 236. And to get 1% of that, times 5 to get 5%. So we'll call that 12. High end would be 248, low end would be 224. So that 250 and the 219 are outside of our 5% range. However, just for the fun of it, and because I don't do anything else except for boring things, I decided to rerun all my stock injectors. And I did the same thing where I ran them 3 times, try to get an average. So to fit the injectors that are the remanufactured ones that are averaging 236, look, this one's dead on 236, and you can see there's a little bit of flexibility there. And then we got this 238 that was pretty consistent all 3 times at 238. Since I only need to replace 2 of the remanufactured ones, I might as well just use the 236 because that's right there, and the 238 because also it's right there. So now if we replace injector number 4, the 219, and injector number 6, which is 250, with that 236 and 238, our average is still 236. And again, 12. So there's our 5% average. If we were to go to a 3% average, 243 would be the top end, 229 would be the low end. So we are well within 3%. 240.72 is within 2%, which is super accurate. You're not gonna get much closer than that. 231 is the low end. Man, we are so close. it's kinda, yeah, I'd say we're good. So, some takeaways from this. It took 2 full set of injectors to make 1 good set that's within 5% or so. This test is a little bit different than what they would do if you send them off. This is more for like the DIYer. If you are doing like some serious race stuff, you might want to consider sending them off to have them tested by another injector company. However, if you do send them off, they're gonna want you to send extras because they're trying to get a batch that's within a certain flow rate. But this is gonna work for my situation, so I'm super happy with these results. Now it's just time to put them in the engine and then do about a bajillion more things. But that's all gonna have to wait for another video. So I hope this helped you out. If it did, make sure you hit that like button down there. Make sure you subscribe, get yourself a t-shirt, maybe a hat, or this link over here. Check out the socials down here. You know what to do. I'll see you on the next one.